What's happening, everyone? We are back. Happy Sunday. Hope everyone's having a good weekend out there. Hope you're not looking at the price charts too much. All that good stuff. How's it going? I already see the chat. The chat has some amazing comments so far. Pretty interesting on the new one. I'm not gonna post all of them, but we'll say hi real quick before we get into it. Got some thoughts. Got some not financial advice. Got some I don't want to say therapy or copium or hopium or otherwise, but I'm just going to talk about some interesting things. And in the throne, by the way, in the throne, got Burr Bear in the background. I got the original Burr Bear, or not the original. I got my Burr Bear somewhere here as well. But yeah, I've used this background for a while, so I thought I'd put it there. Anyways, what's up, Red Squirrel? Good to see you, man. Hex Edits. Appreciate you, man. What's up? How's it going? Unplugged Dad says not brutal. That's actually you kind of led me into. I'm going to come back to that in a minute. Led me into the topic today. What's up, Logie? How's it going? Welcome. Hex Amigo. I like your avatar. A lot of cool stuff going on. We need more astronauts. I haven't seen a lot of astronaut stuff going on for Hex and PulseChain. So more astronauts, the better. PulseChain Gangster said, "Gangster never sell their PX about 10K today." All right. I love seeing anyone buy Hex at any time, honestly, because there's so many lessons. You know, of course, if you bought it at 50 cents 2 years ago, that's I have a tweet on. You know what? A lot of stuff. If you're not following me on Twitter and you like the commentary I do on YouTube, I make a lot of tweets about a lot of stuff I talk about here too, which are can be more concise and stuff. But anyways, whether you buy it today, tomorrow, you bought it 2 years ago, you bought it 2 years from now, anyone buying Hex, entering themselves, giving themselves skin in the game, the ecosystem, learning the values, understanding that, hopefully not getting lost in the weeds and being tempted to get their bag to go to zero in so many different ways that you can be. Yeah, it just feels good. Every time I buy Hex too, it just feels good. It's a different feeling when you hit that button for Hex. It's like, this feels good. That's what I feel, at least, when I hit the button. And, they have added some T-shares this month. I know, what is it, tomorrow? I think the share rate goes up, takes a big spike up. So I was trying to get those in. Got the 1,000 T-share challenge as well. So yeah, I mean, if you guys have any questions about that, I can talk more. But anyways, I'm going to bring up the screen. Oh my God, I don't think I've looked at the chart. I looked maybe a little bit earlier today, but I don't think I've actually looked at the price for 2 or 3 days, I want to say. Put that on the screen. Oh my gosh. Did we go down 8%? 8%, 12%? These are, let me know if you were around when it went down 99%. Hex in particular, 98, 99, 96, however you want to figure it. Let me know when you were around during that time. Or when Bitcoin was at 15K earlier this year. I was doing Richard Hart AMAs when Bitcoin was at 15, 18, 20K, stuff like that. When everything seemed like it was lost and then just went up afterwards. Yeah, let me know if you were around during those times. I ain't scared. What's up, sweet? Let's appreciate that, man. How's it going? By the way, got a Hedron shirt on today. Never get to wear this thing because nobody wants to come on and talk Hedron that much. It's like pulling teeth, man, to get people on to talk about Hedron. So, I mean, it's understandable. There's not, until V2 comes out, there's not like a crazy amount of super interesting stuff. The auctions will slow down, all that stuff too. Yeah, excited to get back to that because that is an amazing ecosystem. Love all the stuff Alex is doing. Talked about that, every chance I get. Great day to buy some Hex. Some people believe so. I have no idea, and I wouldn't advise any which way on any of that stuff. Oh my gosh, Ink is 78 cents. Funny. I keep thinking, like, I wonder if how far does Ink have to go down before it just stops? Like, there's like nobody. When do we run out of sellers for Ink? You could say, oh, it's a dump token, so never. Ooh, that's the token that went up the most when PulseChain launched. Went down the most of the 3 tokens. I wonder what happens when favorable conditions are in place. Be interesting to see. Richard does not make loser coins. I'll say that. So yeah, oh my gosh, the prices went down. Is everything over? What's going on? Well, that's what I was thinking about earlier today. So I was thinking earlier, I'm like, I want to talk about this because I see so many just bad takes. Just so many, and a lot of them are just from, people who are just upset or emotional one other way. But I see a lot of bad takes out there, and I don't often comment. Maybe I internalize them or otherwise, but I don't often comment. So earlier today, I was thinking, what is a way, what makes something brutal and not brutal and bliss, let's say. Like, what is, you could describe a scenario. You could say, oh, the market's, crashing today, everything's down. One person might say, where do I buy? Or, oh my gosh, I have that dry powder. Should I deploy? They'll be asking those kind of questions. They'll be thinking in that kind of thought pattern. And then the other kind, of course, is, oh my gosh, do I need to get out? How do I get out? Am I staked? Oh, I'm staked. No, don't. Why did I stake? They start questioning their whole investment thesis because the price went down. They start looking around everyone else, see what everyone else is doing. Oh, is everyone else selling? Oh gosh, I should sell too. It's like this whole interesting market thing. So I started thinking about what are these brutal scenarios, right? Like, even, I've said before, it's been a brutal bear market. I even question, I don't normally think of it that way. I guess when I say that, I'm sort of speaking broadly. I've had to do some work myself to understand why people make decisions, have the reactions, go about thinking about things the way they do. Because for me, it's been totally different. Even when things kept going down and down and down, even when Hex was 20 cents, 18 cents, 8 cents, 5 cents, 6 cents, 3 cents, 2 cents, 1 cent, under 1 cent, there was never, again, I've said unshakable confidence, right? I never thought my money is gone. I never thought, I know there's different nuance with this. Hey, the more it's worth, maybe the more it can borrow. And there's different financial and leverage and other plays that can affect this, which, make things less ideal than they would be if the price is down versus up. That aside, just for the average, person who's just buying and holding or staking, it's very hard for me to relate to the idea that when the price goes down, it's something bad is happening. Because when the price goes down for me, for one, I try not to look at it, especially when it's always beyond me when people look at the price and think about it when they're not trying to sell. I still can't wrap my head around that. And I guess maybe I'm glad I can't. I just can't relate to it. I don't look at the price. I don't think about the price until I'm trying to sell, generally speaking. So when the price goes down, my emotions don't go down. When the price goes up, I try not to let it go up too much either. I don't want to get too excited. I don't want to, do anything foolish as well. So the whole narrative of something being brutal versus something being bliss, like good thing, right? Like an opportunity, you've heard a million times, right? I think that's a matter of perspective and a matter of confidence. So just going to go through a couple scenarios here. I've listed earlier today some I was thinking of brutal scenarios. So you bought the top or just near the bottom and are down on paper right now, and that gives you less confidence. It's going to zero, or giving you more confidence it's going to zero. I think that's just again, it just goes back to the ability to understand the position you put yourself in when you click the buttons and your confidence emotions around it. So if you bought the top or at least nowhere near the bottom, and you're down right now in Hex, PulseChain, whatever, everyone's down the sack right now. If a brutal situation would be if that gives you less confidence about the product, about the ecosystem, about the bullishness, all this stuff. So that scenario is entirely within your control in a sense. I know there's all kinds of different, we don't pick our parents, we don't pick our genes, we don't pick our these emotions, we don't pick our, all the things we're susceptible to or more or less are good at, all this stuff. But in general, there are ways, at least, to wrap your head around your investment thesis and your ability to be confident because of all the things you thought about and were confident before. Now, if you just came into the ecosystem as a gambler and just placed a bunch of bets and walked away, why would there be any confidence? Why would there be any, I don't say loyalty, but like ability to stay within your position based on why you entered in the first place? Because maybe you didn't have a good reason to enter in the first place. Anyways, brutal scenario. That's like one example. Another is, people say, I've heard kind of people talk about, you staked out, maybe you staked out years from now, maybe it's 5, 5, 5, 5, maybe it's 10 years, maybe it's 5 years, whatever. And you feel like your money is gone, like you'll never see it again because it's going to zero whenever your stakes come up. So you can't sell and get out on time, like that kind of thing. Again, that sounds like a brutal scenario if that is playing out around your, in front of you, if that's the way you interpret it, right? And again, this is not about copium. This is not about like, it's going to be okay, all that stuff. It is literally about you making a decision to get into a product and staying with it, or making decisions that are exiting at a certain time, DCAing at a certain time. If you're trying to time it, there's things around that. Or if none of those apply, again, logically speaking, I'm trying to tie the emotions to logic here. If you're looking at it on paper and really like taking it to heart, you wouldn't, and assuming, your emotions are tied to the to the rationale part, I say it would be less likely that you would be so, just willing to let go of it and just get out now, or panic, or all these different things. So that's why when, people say, I staked 5, 5, 5, 5, we're all wrecked. Whoever did that's wrecked. I don't even hear that as a rational thing to say. I cannot compute. I cannot understand that. Like, that makes so many assumptions that are just unknowable. And I'm not saying you're not wrecked either. I can't say that. But for anyone to say you're wrecked because you staked out many, many years, just because they're down, again, that's just the red candle speaking. That's not math or anything to do with the product I can think of. And another brutal scenario, you keep buying meme coins or rugs that go to zero. Not saying meme coins or rugs. I'm just saying a lot of meme coins do go to zero. I have videos on this. Go watch them. Plenty of them don't. Whatever. Do your own research. Do your own research. So you think crypto. So you basically begin to think crypto is a slot machine, or you went into it thinking that, and now it's a scam because you keep betting on the wrong ones. Again, that sounds like a brutal scenario. And sympathy to anyone going through this type of thing. They have feelings about price going down or not turning out the way they thought it would be or anything, but that's not an easy game. It is a game, not an easy game. Everything's a game. I just like this ecosystem because we tend foundationally to play healthier games. And I talked about that at length as well. So that sounds like another brutal scenario, right? And then I'll go over one more. You kept DCAing into coins over months at a time, but the price kept going down. And then you sold near the bottom at a loss because you were afraid it's going to keep dropping and never go back up. AKA, cut your losses because you didn't want to wait. Another thing that is, if you are, it's all these can be tied back to like lack of confidence or lack of in the product. And it's this downward spiral of like, it's like you keep blaming something, or again, I try not to say you, I try to speak for myself and my own ideals and stuff like this. But if I were to think that the price keeps going down and then think, okay, what can I blame for that? It can't be my timing. This thing was supposed to go up. Then I start blaming crypto. I'm like, oh, crypto, it's just a scam in general. So you start delegitimizing the whole thing, which just, it's like this bad circle. Then now you're like, okay, it must be the founder. It must be they didn't have this feature on time. All these other things were happening, or I just have bad luck, or now I'm on tilt, right? Like in poker, you say, I'm on tilt. I'm just going to go up the rest of the money into some random coin and hope it goes up. If not, whatever. So it's just a cycle of like, you get maybe demoralized or otherwise. You make poor decisions over and over and over. And eventually you just forget what a good product looks like. You have no faith or any that can give you gains anytime soon. You don't believe Bitcoin's going to give you a 10x anymore, or Ethereum or whatever. So it's just downward spiral. So it started out doing this thing that very popular, a lot of people like and have had success with, DCAing, even on the way down to get a better price. I've talked about this before as well. Actually, let me bring that up real quick, because I recently retweeted this because I think it was interesting. Yeah, this one. Drop this in the chat. I'll get to chat in just a minute, by the way. So yeah, cycles to buy near the crypto top. Many of us went through this past couple of years to believe in the product. Huge silver lining. Bought $500. So basically, did example $500 of Hex around 40 cents back in 2021. Taking that same $500 today would bring it the average price down to 2 cents, right? So this is powerful stuff, but you have to get over, or I would have to get over the fact that I bought it so high and not think the thing is down so much. Means it's a scam, which again, not an easy thing to do. I get it. And I'm telling you this because it isn't an easy thing to do. And if you're not aware of even how to do it, if you never hear anyone talking about it, if you don't hear anyone, if you're not able to recognize it, that's another cool thing. If you ever do any meditation or otherwise, it's it's this interesting concept of being aware of things, right? So if you're not even aware of these things, if you can't even see these things happening and be aware of them in order to even evaluate what's going on, and am I making the right decision, or does this make any sense? How much confidence do I have? Otherwise, then why would I ever be able to get out of the loop? Why would I ever be able to move past that, right? So anyways, it's a powerful concept, and I think that you can play with the number. You can do anything you want. You can put 30 cents, 20 cents. Again, EHEX is below a penny. PX is around a penny. You can see the math there. So the whole DCA and just getting out of it, that sucks. But fortunately, people do it. So those are the brutal scenarios. I'll go to the chat real quick, and I'll move on to the bliss scenarios. Sure, I'll go down some rabbit hole here. Got a lot of interesting stuff. Logging off the exercise. People flag today. Okay. Let's see. DBase says November 2nd, call the X going down. Spot on there. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I don't even look at the prices half the time. I don't need to. Damien, other coins have been doing a 10x. Meanwhile, you have Hex PulseChain doing a 2x. When people move on to Richards, without Richard, it's going to be less than 5 times better. Interesting. So you're saying other coins? I don't know. Have other coins been doing a 10x? I mean, other than some meme coins and kind of short-term game type of stuff. I don't know. If Cardano was doing a 10x right now, and our ecosystem, was doing a 2x, that'd be a little different. So I compare apple to apples on that. I would like to see more of that. And why would, there's always, again, this idea of the whole concept of just trying to find the coin that's going to go up most in value in the shortest period of time is so, I don't know how to say it. It's it's not healthy. I don't think. And are there people who make money doing that? Of course. Plenty of people do. Are you going to be one of them? No idea. But there didn't seem to be a lot of success with it. I'll say that. There's plenty of coins I bought too. Went up a lot. Okay. But now you're taking on the risk. Are they going to survive? Are they going to be around? I don't have to think about that with Hex and PulseChain and PulseX. I don't have to think about it. I don't care about the SEC, all that stuff. I don't have to think about that. But you do, and otherwise. And it's just, everything's these inside games with so many coins. You got to know, you got to be in the right Telegram group at the right time. And then you start tweeting about it. Now it's you just latch on to these like short-term ideals, and now, oh, I'm tweeting about this coin this week, and next week you're tweeting about a different coin, and then the next week or 2 weeks I'll forget. It's like, what happened to the other one? I thought that was going to be like the most amazing coin. Oh no, that's old news. Like that's it's like I don't think that's healthiest way of doing it. Seems like an easy way to just be wrong a lot, honestly, or just like play these short-term games where everyone just dumps on everyone else and you just get out, and there's no community after that. It's just like, look, do you want to join a community where everyone just like their whole game is just seeing how much money they can take for everyone else who buys it? If you zoom out enough, that's pretty much all of crypto. So why not play some healthier games? Why not delay some gratification? Why not, trustless DeFi, at least give it a chance to grow and turn into something and be around longer than a few months. I think there's, if you could say everything is like that, but then I would say, okay, there are healthier versions and unhealthier versions. And then to your second point, it's good. It's a good comment, by the way. It's really good stuff a lot of different things to riff on. When people move on without Richard, it's going to be less fun. So I think Richard, all this stuff, I've put up 3 websites in the past week. One of which actually has a lot of code. The other 2 is super simple. They're just interfaces to get to the decentralized IPFS versions of the Hex app and the PulseChain bridge app. And that's the way we're going. We're going towards decentralization. Apparently, it certainly seems like Richard doesn't want to think anyone needs to do anything for anybody, just as we've said all along. When you jumpstart a project, you need to host stuff or otherwise for people. But once things get on the ground, I love Richard. I hope he's around. Hope he stays around forever. I mean, I don't know. Part of me doesn't, because I want him to go do the longevity stuff. I think that's way more important than crypto. But hey, let's do some cool crypto stuff first, and then afterwards, that's the coolest thing about PulseChain. Not a lot of people don't understand. If we never had PulseChain, how would the entire ecosystem grow into being self-sufficient? Yeah, Hex would still be centralized. It would do great, all this stuff. But how do you need an ecosystem, not just a coin. Again, Hex is the greatest, right? But you need an ecosystem to give people unlimited ideals to build on. And that's what happened. I'm glad it happened. Short-term pain, of course, stock split and all that stuff, but I'm glad it happened. I think a lot of these things are better for the long term. It's just hard to see in the moment. Is that the only one, though? The Mr. Max 5 zeros, DCA 55, keep those hex printers running. Please post the bear cover somewhere else. That'd be a wicked screensaver. Yeah, I mean, that was Canva. I was searching for, I think I typed in price go down neon or something like that. And the bear and the red came up. I went through a couple different ones. I'm like, okay, this is the one. Good morning, J-Pon. How's it going? Tony Chan, morning, RH. Happy to catch you live. Explain the difference in backing up validator data. It gets corrupted. I will send you a link, Tony. I've covered this on the wiki. Good question. Somebody asked about this today, I believe. So if you just go here and go to backups, let's see, backups. So if you go to this section, it should be able to help you out. There's also another backup script or so. Let's see, somebody wrote it. What was it? Was it backup client? Yeah, I forget. Shoot, who wrote this? He's awesome. He helped me a lot with, especially when the backup bug happened. Nico, yeah. So check. Actually, I guess yeah. If you go to, there's a little guidance here too. Anyways, go to the wiki and go to backups, and there's different backups. There's different ways to do it. So you back up the blockchain data. You can back up clients, different stuff. So yeah, check that out, and that should help you out. Heard about archive node. Can I run and selling my validator same computer? It's backup data. I have not ran an archive node. Takes a lot of disk space. I know that, but yeah, I mean it's a node, right? So should be able to run the validator node, same one. I would think. I haven't ran it, but to me, it's yeah. I'm not sure, but I imagine you could just run them together. I've never ran one, but to me, it's just first thing I think of is just another kind of node. So you should be able to run validator node. So, but I would good question for Gamma. Check out on the wiki as well. Go down to the more help information Telegram channels and stuff. Check out Gamma's channel and PulseDev as well. Good question. Please MetaMask airdrop for Christmas. As soon as you say it sounds like a scam, I'm like, yeah, I'm sure there will be plenty of MetaMask airdrops on Twitter for Christmas that are complete scams. However, I imagine you're talking about the Pulse wallet or something. Maybe that kind of airdrop. Pulse, the wallet Richard's talked about, which again, PulseX, I think it's been deprioritized. I think PulseChain wallet's been deprioritized in favor of, again, prepping, decentralizing the ecosystem, doing all this IPFS stuff, battling for freedom. So totally makes sense. I'm glad that's what's happening. Needs to happen. Makes sense to me. What's up, Lee Hexer? Cool name. But Paul says, but this time it's different, Max. I know. It's always, this time it's different. It's like the most emotional phrase that's got to be in the history of financial phrases. Umberto says, what's up, Umberto? Judge gave ST until Tuesday, protect credible evidence case. Yeah. I mean, shouldn't they have to? Like, shouldn't they have to present that before they even are able to bring the thing? Doesn't make any sense. It's like, it's all just this goofy scam. Like, why? You're just hurting. Like, when you start doing the opposite of your job, like, yeah, I hope they get some good reform there. I hope they start working for the people again. What's up, MA? Oh man, Tony Burbear. I mentioned Burbear earlier, but Burbear is not with us right now. He is in another room. However, Burbear in the picture is with us, so technically, here he is. It's the best one I got right now, but I'll try to get him back in here. So I'm around next time his name comes up. SCS proceeding against RS-28th knockback. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you guys got more information than me. I don't really study the how that stuff works, but I hope so. 20K signatures, nice, sweet. Well, I'm telling you, we got to 5,000. I was like, this is a lot. We got to 10K. That is a lot. 15K. Why are we doing this? Why do we keep going? When is enough? Please stop. When is enough? And man, 20K. That's awesome. I hope it makes a difference. I really do. I hope that they see that there's 20K, 25K, 30K, whatever we get to, that many people who have been, who are asking for true DeFi. Let's see. Levi says, house crypto brewer right now, everything's up. Yeah. Preaching to the choir, Levi. Preaching to the choir. I hear you, man. Like literally, let's go back to my Twitter because I posted about that. I posted, let's see. By the way, Richard's Twitter circle. I did not do this. I'm telling you, you could go do it yourself. Go to twittercircle.com. Go type in RH's alias. I am in the inner circle somehow. Is that because I'm one of the people he's liked or retweeted the most? I wouldn't expect that, but that's cool. So I didn't do anything to this. It's just there. SJ, of course, Scivive stuff and otherwise. Hexagon Girl, shout out to her. Maddie, you got Gold Key, a lot of people in here. Coffee, I don't know why Coffee's all the way out there, but yeah, Corey, yeah, everyone here as well, HexFit and stuff. So that was interesting. I'm like, cool. I like that. Vivek, somehow he's there. I don't know what they're using to like sort these things by, but cool. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. Let's see. I posted this. Yeah. So I know it feels like a bear market, but it doesn't look like one, right? Shout out to Gerardo. He made me think of this the other day. He was showing a chart like this on one of his streams. And yeah, I mean, look at that. Touched around 15K, 15, 16, between 15 and 20K earlier this year. So, or a little bit last year, maybe. And you see, I mean, right here, going to the year, it's just been up. It's been up and down, but it's been up. Like, it's undeniable. So Yes, that's what. Zoom out. Is that a good time to say zoom out? Let's see. Umberto says, last week's update just gave SC 5 to 8% relevance. They don't by this Tuesdays. I mean, I don't imagine they're going to miss that deadline or actually be held accountable by this stuff, but that would be cool. I'm not getting my hopes up. No expectations, but that'd be cool. Then if that rich stream is barely do 5x harshers. See, again, these are like these questions or ideals that are just made. And again, I know, and it sounds like you have good intentions and stuff. It's just we don't know what Richard's planning. We have no inside information of how he's handling these things, if it's looking good, if it's looking bad. If I were to guess, the genius billionaire founder probably has an amazing whiteboard, war room, executive abilities to gather people around and figure this stuff out. Probably has some of the best lawyers, the best, best advisors and otherwise. And not that he needs a lot, because I mean he's a polymath in a lot of different ways. Being able to just excel many different verticals. So the fact that people say, "Oh, PulseX, it sucks right now. It doesn't have single sign staking, doesn't have voting and all this stuff." Why would we need, if we want price to go up, right? Why would RH be just like, okay, guys, I need to stream right now. I really, people are feeling bad, so I need to go out and stream. Why would that make price go up? Why would, if he did it, I imagine it would just be like, okay, a good feeling. We all like to see it. And then it wouldn't hold any weight. Okay. But if he doesn't stream for a long time, and then he streams, let's say he doesn't stream the rest of the year. Now, hopefully he'll stream. Maddie's got the next conference coming up on. I think he's talked about it. He's at least, I won't say too much about it, because how much he's talked about it yet. But hopefully at the next Hex conference, he'll stream. Maybe he doesn't stream the rest of the year. Maybe he streams next year. Would you think it'd be better for price, better for sentiment, better for a signal to the markets or otherwise if he streamed, him or anyone else, founder that same similar situation, streamed now when there's no reason to? In my opinion, there's no reason to stream. What is he again? What change is he going to affect? Why does he care how anyone feels about the product? Either you get it or you don't, right? It's one of those things. Or would he rather stream when he's got something interesting to say or announce, or we're winning, or macro conditions are favorable, or all these other things that he could have done? And imagine when he streams in, would the market react, with volatility then, or if he's streaming, every week? I just think there's so many things we don't know, and I have to assume there's tons of, he said before, tricks up his sleeve, or tons of good positive things that he is timing in the best possible way. And that's why we're not getting PulseX update. That's why the Launchpad, that's why all the websites are not awesome right now. I mean, some of them, I mean, they're good enough, right? Everything's good enough right now, but they're not flying colors, amazing, beautiful stuff that we shouldn't have expected it to be in the first place. So anyways, good comment though. I just don't think, I think he knows when to do things. And I think I would trust his judgment over, my opinion or anyone else's. Okay. Oh, well, so everyone's got their opinions. It's fine to have opinions. Let's see. Worse to have your coins hacked, frozen, stolen, rugged, gone forever. Celsius. Yeah, man. Telling you, that's one of the coolest things. I imagine if I hadn't been following Richard since 2017, if I hadn't gotten into Hex and learned what true DeFi looks like, I could have been one of those people. I could have been and put a bunch of money in Celsius, FTX, Luna, all that stuff. Anyone could have. We have better products. If you're not aware or participating in better products, why wouldn't you be just as susceptible as everyone else who lost their money? Like, a lot of good comments here. I need to get back to the bliss ones, but you guys got some good comments. Appreciate that. I guess you like the bear picture. It's kind of ironic, right? Like, I don't, it's not clickbait because I'm talking about it, but I thought it'd be, people like to see extremes, right? They like to see, red bear and all this stuff. I'm like, all right, whatever. It's a cool picture, so I'll put it up there because I'm talking about it too. I just don't believe. I just don't feel brutal. Anyways, current projections. I hope more people leave the ecosystem. PulseX. A lot of sellers. There has been a lot of sellers, at least in the last few months. We've seen that. All right. I agree. It only happened to me a few times when you get it. Once you know, man. The Chad, strongest man in crypto, shows up and he believes he wants to make that brain a little stronger, perhaps by hearing the words I say or the chat. I just hope not to make you dumber, Chad. I hope I can fulfill your powerful visions and muscles in that noggin. Try to do my best, sir. Appreciate that. Alex, what's up, man? Welcome. What's up, crypto class? Good morning. Good morning to you. Yeah, it must be, sounds like a morning over there. Yeah. Burberry think forgotten name. He goes back and forth. He goes back and forth to my stream center. Tetra video is very informative. Thank you. I try to do very informative Tetra videos. Try to, of course, everything informative, but Tetra ones, I say, credit to Neil, right? Like I get good people on who know the products well and can, talk about them, get in the weeds with me. We tend to have good conversations. So check that out. Omnis, what is it? Omnis.tetra.run, I think. If you haven't checked it out, pretty cool. And they got more stuff coming, but this is like the first piece to launch of the Tetra ecosystem. So they got swaps right now. You can swap like 5 different coins, just swap between a bunch of different coins here. And they got limit orders coming soon, which is very, very exciting. Liquidity stuff. And so this is piece 1. And then next Friday, nothing has changed. Fingers crossed. You can stake your Tetra, start earning stable coins. Very, very excited. So if you haven't seen it or read up on it, as Alex says here, I got a ton of content on it, on Tetra and otherwise. So I'll just put tetra.win. If you're interested, go check it out. Go search my videos. I got a ton of stuff on it. PulseX code next. I talked about that on Corey's channel yesterday. I don't know. It's a good question. I got a clip coming up on it. I clipped it too. I don't know because I think as is, I think if PulseX, if we get, if Richard's like, hey, now you can go to the DeFi app for PulseX, then I think that we'll see some PulseX changes beforehand. So there doesn't need to be anything else done if it happens. Because again, it's like DEX is, there's a spectrum of admin keys, right? There's admin keys that can steal your money. There's admin keys that can add farms and change stuff, change other, features and stuff of the web, add new features. Like, do you not want any new features of the website? Well, I guess they could just add new versions, right? Like that's what they could do. It's actually a good point because if you go to, again, if you haven't seen the websites yet, if you go to gohexapp.com, which is just I want to say just a front end for the DeFi app. Might as well say it like that. It's literally an iframe. Like, look at it. It's an iframe for the first link on the gotohex.com page. So same app. I did a ton of content on that. Go watch my videos. I did some recent ones on it and tweets and stuff too. Why it's safe, all that stuff. So you see here version 0.12. If you click check for update, it doesn't really do anything. It just takes you to gotohex.com, which is, it just kept because it's an iframe, right? So it's going to keep this URL for now, funny enough. So, okay, I see what's happening. So if you're using the old link, so when they do different versions, I guess they can do different versions with this. Again, I haven't launched a DApp on IPFS, but technically thinking here, it seems like there are different versions that you could launch. So maybe if there is PulseChain is decentralized, it'll be like, there'll be like version 1.0, 1.0, 1.01, 1.02, V2, all that stuff. And then these links will change. And then if you're using the old links that you bookmarked or whatever, then that's what's saying when you go there to check for an update, if you see this version is different, it means you're using the old IPFS launched code. So interesting. Yeah, that you made me think of that. Thanks for asking questions. So short answer, maybe is trending that direction. Maybe we'll have different versions of PulseX that are not IPFS. The counter to that would be, Uniswap's doesn't have that. All the other DEXs don't have that I'm aware of. Someone let me know if they are. I'm sure there's something, but most popular ones don't have that. So do we need that? Like, how far do we go with this? I don't know. I think there's a chance. Could be. But yeah, I don't know what the devs are thinking, but I don't know. It's looking pretty cool. Pretty cool. And of course, when there is a new app, then I can just update the code for the shortcuts here. I'll just update this with the new link, do the latest one. You can check the hashes and stuff and verify that too. So check that out. I'm going to wrap it up here in a minute. I need to get to the bliss. Didn't get to the other part of the talk, but you guys are awesome here. Sorry, I can't get to all the comments and stuff. So Super Snake, I'll just kind of read the names for a minute. Umberto, appreciate that. Adam, Mr. Max. Sorry, I'm not going to do any price predictions or financial advice or into like what people do. I like everything. People asked me before, you like PulseChain better or PulseX better? My answer is, do you like 2 scoops ice cream or 3 scoops ice cream? You like Hex better? PulseChain, PulseX. Do you like 2 scoops ice cream, 3 scoops ice cream, 4 scoops ice cream? To me, they're all one. Yeah, I skipped 1 scoop ice cream because 1 is never enough. I'm about to eat some ice cream shortly. I'm excited. Eat one of my favorite. Sorry, you guys got a lot of comments. Please try not to shield so much. New World Disorder says download contract to PC. Yeah, you can do that. Most people will not do that because it's a technical barrier. And I'm not saying they shouldn't. I mean, obviously, that's a cool way to do it. But I did a video on how to do the bridge and stuff yesterday too. Yeah, you totally can. Just go to right here. You got Windows, you got Mac, you got Linux, you got one of these probably. You can totally do that. All right, I'm going to get to the other part. So let's go back to the prices. Oh no, it was at 8% when the stream started, and now it's 7%. People seem to have bought more than they sold recently. Again, I don't look at these prices very often. It's just, I don't. Why would I? Like I said, I don't look at prices until I'm ready to sell. And boy, selling right now, I'm sure some people do it, but a lot of people would say that a lot of people have higher hopes. I'll say that. So bliss scenarios. We talked about brutal scenarios, all the ways that you can feel brutal. Bliss scenarios. You bought the top or nowhere near the bottom, and on paper are down right now. So you're still down, but you know RH, you know the community, and you know cycle theory, and you're comfortable waiting for a bull run. Oof, look at that bliss. Closest thing to bliss you're going to get right there, right? Instead of being like, oh, why did I do this? Why did I stake? Why did I do it? Why I'm down so much? It's always annoying when people say I lost money too. The only time I think I lost money is when I see the thing go to zero, or the thing seems to be going to zero, or I literally think it's whatever I bought is never going to go back up. And I don't feel that way with Hex, PulseChain, or PulseX, nor a lot of ecosystem projects either. So I don't, there's no losing. you don't lose till you sell. Like that's it's kind of overused and people don't get it. And it's kind of like not nuanced and stuff, but it's true, right? It is technically true. And then another, you staked out years from now and feel like your money, you staked out for a long time and you feel like your money will multiply over time due to game theory, tokenomics. Money coming in, more money coming in crypto, less likelihood of trusted products to fail and instead survive and thrive over time. Confidence, investor confidence. By the way, I took a break. If you all just joined, if you rewind the first 10, 15 minutes, I talked about the brutal cases and going over the bliss cases, kind of the other way of looking at it. And then the DCA one too. So you kept DCAing into coins months at a time. Price kept going down. And however, you figured it would go back up eventually. So at some point, your DCA average prices is going to be awesome. That's what you would believe to have this bliss, the bliss more, the spectrum, right? The bliss brutal, more towards the bliss experience, those kind of things. So yeah, like, can we learn from the bliss and brutal spectrum? Can we learn from these scenarios? And, can I try to put myself in the best position for the bliss ones and actually have confidence, unshakable confidence in these products that have clearly lasted? Hex is almost 4 years old. PulseChain, PulseX. I don't, what's their L1 and DEX, critical to the ecosystem. Tons of community. Like, I don't have any, I don't know. It's like, you can have doubt and you can have criticism and stuff, but there's a difference between that and being like, this stuff sucks. I'm out, that kind of thing. So that's what I would say. Again, I'm gonna wrap up here. Just get to, what's up, Godfather J6? Good to see you, man. Sorry, I can't get to all the questions. For Mexican chocolate pulse cream. So many different ways you could read that. If that was a flavor, I think I would buy it. I need to have some chocolate chunks or something in it though. Not bad. All right, so war chest yet to play. Yeah, I mean, oh my gosh, we could go through. Maybe I'll do a stream sometime of like all the bullish things about the ecosystem that nobody talks about. Like, who knows what an entity with a war chest could or could not, may or may not ever do. Like, if nothing else, if it never does anything, it's good. Like, if something happens with it or nothing happens with it, it's a win-win. So like, it's pretty cool. All right, everyone. Pulse Rider. I bought ink yesterday, price went from $80. That's funny how it actually went from 80 to 80 now. Yeah, that's funny. I hope they all go to the moon. I certainly hope so. Ink is the one that went up the most and went down the most of the RH coins in the last few months. So pretty cool. Anyways, hope that was useful. Hope that I just didn't talk and you just like, oh yeah, everything's good or everything's bad or I don't understand. Hopefully that made some sense or helped inform you in some way. That's all I got for you. Have a great rest of your Sunday. And I'll be back next week with the show. Not sure which day, who I'll have on for solo, but everyone stay safe out there. And may you all have the maddest of gains. Scivive and 5555. We are out.